You're looking at him, he's looking at you, and suddenly you see the peak. The peak comes in front of you. You are at the summit. Hello students, this is your AM ma'am, and today we are going to continue with the text, The Summit Within. Looking round from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. Yes, of course it was worthwhile. It was beautiful. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. What a beautiful scenery he draws. They are shining, the snow is, the ice is shining and silvery peaks. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. Why if you are lucky? Because you know over there it often snows. Always it's not sunny out there. If you are lucky, only then you will be able to see the shiny peaks. Or else it will be all covered in clouds. The surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. All the peaks, this is the peak where you are standing, peak of Everest. The surrounding peaks, they are all shining and they are like a shining necklace. Why? Light is reflecting over there, so it's like a necklace all around Everest. Below, you see vast valleys sloping into the distance. When you look below, huge valleys, they are sloping into the distance. He's trying to describe the picture as he experienced himself. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain. Wow, just to look down from the summit of a mountain, it's ennobling, it's dignifying, enriching. Ennobling means dignifying, as if it's more noble than just looking at anything else. Looking down from the summit is much more noble, much more dignified. Enriching, because that is one experience you can never get anywhere else. Of course, it enriches you for a lifetime. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. After going on for quite some time, people start thinking it is impossible. But finally, after all the hardships, when people reach there, they thank God for blessing them with the energy, with the life to continue till the summit. And what do the people do? They show obeisance to God, that is, submit to God, complete surrender to God. There are so many religions, so whichever God you want to do, Major Ahluwalia says, and let's see what he has to say. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Rawat, his companion, left a picture of goddess Durga. Fu Dorji, another of their companion, left a relic of the Buddha. So, each person, according to their religious beliefs, left their goddess, relics or pictures. And Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn, that is, a heap of rocks and stones in the snow. He was a Christian. These are not symbols of conquest, but of reverence. After reaching there, more than feeling that I have accomplished something, what Major Ahluwalia felt was that he is more thankful to God for allowing him this journey, for helping him to make this journey possible. So let's move forward. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. First thing that he said, it changes you completely. Why? Because there is another summit. It is within yourself. It is in your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. He must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself. 100% consciousness. The complete consciousness of one's self. Full knowledge of one's self. You have to be very, very calm and you have to first conquer all your fears and reach that summit. And once you're able to reach that summit, you can actually reach anywhere you want in the physical world. It is fearful and unscalable. That cannot be measured. Mount Everest, we can measure it. But our fears, we cannot measure it. It is unscalable. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. It is your fear. You have to identify your fear and you have to overcome it. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You yourself have to do it. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. Akin means similar. So, the physical act of climbing the mountain outside is quite similar to climbing the summit within. Here also you have to conquer fear. You have to conquer the rocky roads of your mind which you don't know how to climb. You just know that I am fearful. God help me. There also you feel the same. God help me. Let me reach my destination. The effects of both the climbs are same. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. Of course, it is going to change you. Let us consider the climb of the mind. If I stand, I meditate, and I can find out all my fears, all my problems, all my fears, work on it, reach my summit, get rid of all the negativities that I have in me. Of course, I will be a changed person. Everything around me will become beautiful and everything will seem easy, no matter how difficult it is. There is going to be this kind of a faith in me, a belief in me that yes, I can do it. Similarly, knowledge of the world will also change. If you are able to climb the Everest, as he did, he knows now of all those hardships that actually he went through. He has experienced firsthand. He has climbed the rocky areas. They posed a lot of threat to him. So once you are able to first climb the peak of your mind, then you can climb the peak all around you. No matter how difficult situations around you are, first you have to conquer that which stops you from thinking that I cannot do it. You have to conquer that. And once you are on the peak, then you can be on the peak of anything that you want. Okay? I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. That is, he, after becoming an Everester, that is after reaching the summit, he has this firm belief in him now. What is it? That face life's ordeals resolutely. With a full, firm determination, he will be able to face anything that comes his way. Any problem, any difficulty that comes his way, he is ready. And he has this belief in him that he can fight it and he can overcome it. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. The internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. What does he mean by saying this? The simple meaning is, he says the conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. If you are able to first count your problems, if you are able to control your fears and get rid of them, you become a changed person. You become a happier person, a more confident person. So it is equally worthwhile. You feel larger than your older self. You feel you have changed for the better. You feel you have changed into the best version possible of yourself. So it is very, very worthwhile. And he also says the internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. Physically, we can endure a lot of things, but to endure them mentally, it is not that easy. It is more difficult. You have to first win the struggle that is going inside of you. You may have seen that as you are in, as children, as students, you have seen that sometimes when you are not in a very good mood and you have to work something, physical work, for example, doing some work in the garden or cleaning the bed or simply filling water bottles from the aquaguard, they are all physical work. Even though you are not in a good mood, you can do it. But if I ask you to write an essay or if I ask you to write a poem, Or if I simply ask you to sit down and study, will you be able to concentrate? I don't think so. Because first you need to control your mind. You have to reach the peak of your mind. Complete consciousness, full knowledge of yourself. If that is possible, children, everything is possible. Trust me, it is difficult, especially at a stage like this when our whole existence is threatened with COVID and many other natural calamities that we are seeing. First and foremost, we all need to reach that peak. We all need to conquer our fears. Yes, it is difficult. Of course, it is difficult. Who said it was easy? Let it be the most difficult task of the world. But just like winning a level in your game, win level by level, level by level. And I'm sure sooner than you realize, suddenly you will be on the peak. Okay? So that's it for the day. And go through the chapter as many times as you want. And if there is any problem, you can call me. So that's it for the day. And before I sign off, I would like to say that question answers and extra questions will be uploaded in some time. Till then, whatever is there in the comprehension check portion, try to solve them on your own. They are very, very easy. You don't have to send me anything because I will be uploading everything. And just remember this, children. After today's lesson, Major Aluwalia, had he thought back at home one day that climbing Everest is not going to be my cup of tea, yes, I would love to do it, then today we would not have read this story. He thought it, he reached his summit, and then he reached the actual summit. So, all of you, it is my request for reaching that complete consciousness, full knowledge of yourselves. Relax. Now you all have time. Sit down at your home, take some time out, think about yourself, meditate, and reach that summit as soon as possible. Let it take years. Yes, but keep in mind you have to reach there. Okay? So, stay home, stay safe, and be very, very happy. Bye bye.